Thank you guys for coming back to the Queen's Yanks channel. At the time of this exact recording, the USA-Canada game ended about roughly 10 minutes ago. So today we're going to be going over some reactions. I don't know if you follow some of the previous videos, but I do something called like it, love it, replace it, just because I hate using the term hate. So what we're going to be doing today is going over my reactions, what I liked, what I loved, and what I would replace about the game. Before we get started, there's going to be two types of reactions to this game. You're going to have your glass half full people who are going to be like, hey, it was a win. We did what we needed to do. We got the win at the end of the day. What else do you want? Nothing else matters. And I get that. At the end of the day, we did get the win. We won the group. Good for us. And then you're going to have your glass half empty people who I tend to side with more on this particular game because I feel like there was a lot to be said. I think it was a very ugly win. I think we got quite lucky. But nonetheless, let's get into like it, love it, replace it. So what we're going to get into first is my, let's start off on a good way, because typically, for whatever reason, negative videos do better than good videos. So let's get started off on a good point. So what I loved about the game, I would like to basically take 2 points from it. The first would be Matthew Hoppe. The dude has a motor like crazy. I think we need that, especially in CONCACAF. I really want to see him get a place in the Gold Cup the World Cup qualifying roster. But Matthew Hoppe's proven himself. I actually think he and DK work really well off each other, and I would like to see that combination maybe a little bit more. And that's nothing against Josh Sargent. It's just with Josh Sargent, I got the whole he plays for a poor Bremen side in the Bundesliga last year. I get that, but when he's played for the U.S. recently, he's had obviously a lot better players and a lot better service, and I still don't think he really did much with it. So I think it's DK and Hoppe, and I'm also a fan of Sibachu, but that's besides the point. But I think they work well together, and I'd like to see them play more time together. I didn't really like that Hoppe didn't get the start today, but either way, his motor is insane, and he can just keep going and go. He's like the Energizer Bunny out there. So the other point that I love is Sands. His passing today was phenomenal in my opinion. He showed his range, early off, starting off as a center back, and then he kind of moved into more of a midfield role once the injury happened. But he showed his versatility, his passing, short and long. I loved it. So let's move into a little bit about what I liked about the game. This might kind of sound a little bit crazy, but I like the refs. I don't necessarily think they made the best calls, but the thing is, they did it for both sides, and I liked that. This was a classic CONCACAF game. It was rough around the edges. There was no give. It was physical, just like I would expect from CONCACAF. And although my initial thought was we got by with a couple of penalties there, especially with that one on Pines, that I forget who for Canada was moving forward. I haven't watched the game back at this point. This is just directly after the game. But I think it was called both ways. There were a couple that I would not have argued with if they had called a penalty for either side. But that said, because it was even, I'll take it. Another thing I liked was if you it seems like so long ago at this point, but if you remember the first 10 minutes, how much we were pressing. We had them on edge. They did not have an answer the first few minutes. I absolutely love that we were pressing like that and putting pressure on them. Obviously, I don't think that's sustainable the entire game, but I think that's where a guy like Gyasi Zardes comes in good at, because Gyasi is like, he's an athlete. I feel like he never gets tired. And for all the criticism he gets, that style of play does fit him. Now, do I think he belongs on the team? No, I don't. But I'm just saying, like, that style of play does fit him. So that said, I really like how we came out firing. Although, as we found out, that was pretty short-lived. So what I would replace, I want to go with 3 points here. Now, I don't really want to call out people by name on this channel, but when it's needed, it's needed. Donovan Pines had no business being out there today. Donovan Pines is a big guy, and he can move really well for his size, but he made some mistakes that we are very lucky nothing happened on. He looked completely uncomfortable out there. He did make a good recovery at one point, but I don't remember the time of the game that was. It was sometime in the second half, but he made some really bad mistakes out there, and it became really clear to me he didn't belong out there, and he was kind of above his head. But that said, it does make me question, if we knew we were going to go with 3 in the back, it would have made more sense to bring some more center backs in, wouldn't it? But that's for another time. So Donovan Pines, it made me nervous right from the start, and it kind of proved that point, that it justified that I should be nervous. Another thing that I want to gripe about with our team is Greg's inability to make adjustments. We fell completely flat, plain and simple. And what did he do to address that? If you know, comment below and let me know, because I can't really come up with much of anything. So, with Haiti, we were flat. Martinique is a step below Haiti in my opinion. So I don't, we won that game, but we should have won that game. So our performances against Haiti and Canada, Berhalter was fired from his first managerial job for lack of offensive play and goals scored. I'm getting that same vibe here. I'm getting the vibe that he just does not care if we score in the first half, and he tries to wear them out and then tries to get a goal in the second half. But the thing is, with the players that we're playing with right now, and that he tends to be more comfortable with, I don't know if they have the ability to do that. It makes me nervous going toward World Cup qualifying, because, at what point we have the talent, I believe, to make up for his shortcomings as a manager. But at what point do we meet that level where our talent cannot just make up for his tactics, inability to make adjustments, and quite frankly, his questionable subs? So Greg doesn't score very high for me on this game. And the last point that I want to make is that I would love to just replace would be the Io and Zimmerman injury there early on. That was bad for us, because clearly, we don't really have a good backup right now for Walker Zimmerman. And also, I was really, I know he chose Canada over us, but I was really looking forward to seeing Io play. And I was really hoping he would have a good game, to be honest with you. As long as we won, I was hoping he would have a good game. So it was kind of a gut punch to see both of them go down so early too. So that said, I would replace that. So, hey, like I said, a win is a win. We won the group. Let's look forward to see what happens in the Mexico game tonight. So what are your thoughts on the game? What do you like? What did you like about the game? What did you love about the game? What would you replace about the game? Do you agree with me? Let me know. Do you not agree with me? Let me know. We're all in this together, guys, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And until we meet next week, have a good week.